should be live. In theory. Are we live? Yes, we are. Hello, Ammon. Ammon. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yes, we are. Hello, Lynx. Yep, we are live. How is everybody doing today? Let me share the link to the stream. One moment, please. Can you guys hear me okay? Big fella Inc. Boros would be a baddie if he was a woman. I mean, hi Satori. Hello. That is an interesting way to start a conversation. Yes, your voice is clear. Alright. Cosmic Dominator, hello. How are you doing? Okay, we have 4 people right now. So the premise of the stream was to just kind of chill, go over a few personal top 10 lists. And then another thing that I actually have to show you is there was an art contest on the Discord server for a hypothetical 4th form of Boros. So people drew that and then submitted their drawings. And I have quite a few to share. I'm waiting for more people, because right now we only have 5, which is below average for me. Hello Floppy, hello Homie Turtle. Baboin, hello. Fourth form Boros would be crazy. Yeah. The ideas people came up with were pretty crazy as well. Like, some of these are interesting to say the least, in terms of concepts. I'm kind of waiting for more people, because... Okay, 7 people now? 7, okay. I think we can start at 10, probably. Maybe. I should probably announce streams from now on beforehand, so that people actually have some time to get in, so that we don't have to wait once we actually go live. Okay, 10 people now. That's pretty good. 4th form Boros, his goddamn Drive Knight using Boros as a cyborg. That is a wild concept. Alright, we have 11 people, so I think we can begin now. So, for anybody new here, there was an art contest on my Discord server, and basically the idea was to draw a hypothetical fourth form for Boros, and yeah, people just drew that and submitted their ideas, their drawings, and I think a lot of these turned out pretty interesting, so we're gonna look over that and then maybe chill with some personal top 10 lists of mine if you guys are interested in that. And hello, someone with a name that I cannot pronounce. I cannot read that. Boros is like 7 feet, so using Boros as the leg of the chariot. Just split Boros into 4 pieces and use him as the legs. Alright, so I think we can just jump right into it. So the first submission, let me get it on screen. It was this one. Let me know if you guys can see it alright. So this is by Mago Georgia on Discord. And the idea is that the energy radiating from Boros sort of crystallizes his hair. I assume this would mean he could use it for combat, like maybe break pieces of it off and throw it at people or something like that. Overall, I think it looks pretty cool. Like the red scarring, like his skin is tearing apart from the power, you could say. And the crystallizing hair idea is pretty cool as well. XRW, Cosmic Dominator, the drawings were amazing, yeah. Boros is as tall as Peppa Pig. Is Peppa Pig really that tall? I don't believe that. Cosmic Dominator, you can see it, okay. Shiraku, hello. Alright, so this is the first drawing. And this is pretty good, I like it a lot. It's got no shading, but all in all it's better than most things that I could draw. Like, it's better than probably anything I've drawn in the last 5 years, so yeah. And again, I like the idea that his body just cannot handle the power. He's tearing itself apart, like you can see the scarring, the red tissues and all that. He's got extra veins, got the hair crystallizing, so it's a pretty cool idea. Then, Vexer, great design. Yeah, I agree. Then another one. This isn't a submission for the fourth form, but this is just an art piece that I wanted to showcase because it's just really cool. This is by Jack on Discord. And he says, Meteoric Burst, practicing drawing all of Boros' forms before I can think of a fourth form. So this was like an initial drawing. He didn't submit a fourth form. I assume it's because he was busy, but yeah. So he says, I'd like to think that this scene takes place on the moon from part 14 of What If Boros Turned Good when he's facing God. And the OK sign here is basically a reference to Saitama when he says OK to Boros, but just a more serious version of it. Like Cosmic Phoenix Man just pulled something out, Boros is like, OK. So yeah, this is a very cool drawing. Like the posing, the shading on the eye, I like it a lot. And then the OK line is really cool as well. Boros fourth form, Boros moving so fast light cannot hit him. That would be really cool. Actually, okay. I'ma just screenshot that real quick. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that, because that works extremely well with something, and I cannot say what. You can see he started with the head, then did the rest. Yeah, maybe. Okay, now that you mention it, probably. Like, I can see the line work here is a little bit more solid, I guess, on the face, and then it gets more scratchy as it goes. But yeah, overall, it's still a very good drawing. I still like it a lot. Especially since it's a scene from my own series, so you know, it's kind of got bonus points for that. Just like closer to my heart, you could say. Then the next one is gonna be This is an unfinished submission. They didn't finish in a time. They just sent the start. This is Shiny Natty from Discord as well. And they just couldn't fit the time to finish it before the deadline, so they just sent the first initial sketch. I think this still looks pretty cool. Just the hair flowing in the background, the moon in the background. I assume that's a moon. Actually, that could be an eyeball as well, because he had some ideas about eyeballs. I think it was him who had those ideas. But yeah, this one I think looks pretty cool as well. Boros looks amazing with the blue eye. Yeah, I agree. It looks really cool. Bro, Jenna's dodging light beams, lol. I mean, yeah, but I'm just like, you know, for that concept, in anime, light just probably moves faster. Like, the photons from the sun move faster than actual photons from real life, I assume. Because, you know, it's anime physics. You kind of have to be able to see the characters. The characters have to be able to see each other when they fight. So, you know, even if they're moving faster than light, they're actually still seeing each other, which makes no sense with the real world physics. So, yeah. You better give me a shout out for whatever it is. I will do that. I will. Oh man, this was the saddest part of the art contest. Cool silhouette, his head looks like Drive Knights. Yeah. The flowy hair, the solar eclipse. Oh, actually, yeah, that does kind of look like a solar eclipse, you could say. Now that you mention it, that does look really cool. Like, that concept of like a solar eclipse happening. Like, Boros' existence in the fourth form just causes a gravitational pull that just pulls the moon in a way that causes a solar eclipse or something. That would be really sick. Shame Shiny Natty didn't finish the work. Yeah, he might still do that later. He just didn't have the time. He turned into an ink monster. Light cannot be constant in the anime universe. Eh, maybe. It's just like, you know, anime logic. You just sort of have to go with it. Alright, then next up is gonna be this piece. So this one is a little bit less polished. But the idea is still cool, because it's got 4 arms. It's got those, like, spiky veins and stuff like that. It's like an evolution of the meteoric burst. This, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be ears or just hair flowing. These on the sides. So this overall is a pretty cool concept. And then, hold on, let me see. This is by Homie Turtle. I think I saw Homie Turtle in chat earlier. Hold on, let me see the chat real quick. Collapsing star covers God's eye. Shiny said to me that he will finish it eventually. Okay, that's good to hear. So yeah, we have this piece, and then it looks like feathers on his head. Maybe a little bit. I'm gonna lie, I forgot about the art contest. It's okay, Fusion Prime. So then somebody took this concept and then asked their pretty much professional drawer friend or professional artist friend to I think it was Vexer. Yeah, it was Vexer that took it to them and asked them to draw it like professionally. So then this came into existence. And holy moly, this is actually so good. Like, look at this. Look at the posing. Look at the artwork. The 4 arms. It just looks so like Boros. Like him cracking his knuckles. The spikes on the arms as well. Like, reminds me of Raph from Ben Tennyson. But yeah, like, this is such a cool design with the spikes on the shoulders and everything. It looks absolutely beautiful. Scale issue with Prime. The unpolished has so much blood it needs another eye for the form just to use that much blood for, lol. It was me, Soddery, who asked that? Yeah. It's supposed to be hair. Alright. God damn. The coolest This is design is amazing. This design was made by RiceFed, yeah. I was going to mention that. I have it written down. It's by RiceFed, yeah. On Discord. So, I think it's she actually, because Vexer referenced her as a she. So, that is an extremely good... And the thing is, this was drawn so fast too. Like, this was made like hours after the original drawing. Like, god damn. The speed at which they drew this is insane. I love the earrings too. Yeah, the earrings are a very nice detail. The hair sort of looks a little bit more solid as well. His shoulder looks like he has the crystallized hair from the first one. You unplugged your mic. Wait, what? Can you guys not hear me? Can you guys not hear me? Yeah, this was made in 3 to 4 hours. Okay. Okay, I got scared for a second. I thought you guys didn't hear me. I'm looking at the microphone, the light is glowing. I love the extra arms. Hello, Hajun. I can hear you, I can hear... Okay, thank you. Thank goodness. We can hear you just fine. Okay. Yeah, someone said that my mic got unplugged. I got scared for a second that nobody heard what I said. Alright, so this is that. And then, here we have another design by Dagger Goes. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I could be entirely wrong. This is... Oops, sorry. This is another sketch. But it looks really cool. It's like... It's supposed to be like a burst mode. It's... Okay, here's what they said. It's basically the basic one. In my interpretation, he has some kind of semi-burst mode or per energy release mode. So something like that. So it's basically like an instantaneous boost, like sort of like the heart release fist, I would imagine, where he just like instantaneously goes into this extra form for like 1 or 2 quick attacks before going back down to meteoric burst or to released. So this is pretty cool. I couldn't hear you for a sec. Okay, if it was just a sec, then it's fine. Was there an art contest? Yeah, there was on Discord. Wasn't aware. Yeah, it was just Discord. I probably could have mentioned it on a community post as well. Sorry about that. It's very minimalistic. I enjoyed this one a lot. Looks like he doesn't have a mouth. A shame. What if Lord Boros came out of nowhere and one taps Empty Void in the upcoming redraw of the Ninja Village Leader? That would be fire. Agreed. That would be the best thing to happen in the One Punch Man manga in the last 2 years, maybe. So yeah, this one is really cool. It's like an imitation of the Meteoric Burst form, but just like a slimmer version of it, and just like a sleeker look. Okay. Then, moving on. I'm gonna place this here. Anything related to Boros would be fire. Depends. Like, I wouldn't say absolutely anything, because I don't know. But yeah, overall, most things related to Boros would be fire for sure. Alright, then this one is the wildest one of them all. So, this is inspired by Dio, I think, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Specifically, Dio, when he goes into a game form. Heaven Ascension Dio. I sort of glitched out a little bit of there. Heaven Ascension Dio, and like a biblical angel with the rings and stuff. He's got like this weird wing, which I really like. He's like sort of like Phoenix Man in that sense. The hair is just Super Saiyan 3, the flames on his shoulders. So this is like biblical Boros, which is really interesting. For real, whether it's him returning or having a cameo, just mention him. And this design was by Crimson. So, one thing, they actually lost the progress partway through this. So they had the progress saved, but they didn't have the file, I think, like, if I understand correctly. Like, they lost the file, so they couldn't complete it. But this is like the progress they made, and it looks wonderful. Biblically accurate Boros. It looks like a really cool idea, but doesn't really fit Boros in my opinion. Yeah, this is the same thing that I kind of think. Because it looks really cool, and it's a wonderful idea. Like, this could be its own monster. But for Boros, I don't think it actually fits too well. But in terms of like the drawing, the idea, it's still really, really cool. Boros over heaven. Sephiroth plus Boros plus biblically accurate angel. Yeah. The only better thing would have been if Crimson continued his idea to make the galaxy. Yeah, that would have been really fire. He has 2 eyes. Your voice is fire. Voice change or real voice. Thank you for the compliment. This is my real voice. The only times I use voice changers, not even voice changers, just voice filters, is for what ifs at some points, like for Orochi, for Goketsu to deepen my voice. Because without deepening it, it just sounds really... Like, whenever I try to do that gruffy voice, it just sounds really... I don't have a deep enough voice for that, so I have to deepen it with filters. And then obviously for God, because that was another voice that I heavily filtered. So, just like that sort of stuff. But like on stream I just speak normally. That's how you know it's a new form. Yeah. And then... So this one is really cool. And I like it a lot. But now we get to the craziest probably on this list, which is by Freddy Factorio. Which, this guy is actually a maniac. He sat here for like 30 hours drawing this. Which, like, that's dedication right here. This is just part of the full piece. Like, I'm gonna put it on screen, don't worry. Like, I know I haven't put it on screen yet, but this guy is absolutely insane in terms of work ethic and dedication, because he legit spends so much time on the drawings to make them look as good as possible. So this was the initial sketch. This is just the sketch that he had, and you can already see it's pretty detailed for a sketch, right? Like, for a sketch, this is really, really good. Even just not for a sketch, like I couldn't draw this for my life. Just I could spend hours on this and not get it to look as good as this looks. So this is the initial idea. And the idea was to combine multiple styles. Like he has like a martial arts belt showcasing that he's been studying under Bang and stuff. This is like his ideas for what season 2 of Boros, if he had a 4th form, could look like. Then he has this face mask, he has the longer flowing hair, the spikes on the gloves, the armor sort of returns a little bit. So this already looks really, really cool. In case y'all aren't on Discord yet, you should join up. Yeah. I am back from the deepest pits of hell. Hello, Sage. I'm thinking of drawing Firestorm Phoenix Man. That would be really cool. So I would love to see that. Because right now, the only drawing of Firestorm Phoenix Man is AI generated. Like, that Phoenix Man was... Like, I'm ashamed to say it. I've said it before, it's not the first time. That was AI. Because I just couldn't pay artists at that point. I can now. But back then I couldn't. So, yeah, that was... That's a shame. Here's mine. Baboy. Oh, are you Freddy Factorio? Baboy. We're about to be shown. I think you should zoom at the top and then go lower so that we can see the details more. I can zoom in. Yeah, this looks really cool. Next time I join. Well, this is the first proper art competition I have been a part of. Sketch with a sword as his abdomen. Imagine what would have happened if Juan and Murata going to redraw the upcoming art just change Empty Void character's design and make him look like Cosmic Garo. I would not like that. I would like Empty Void to be his own thing, not related to God. Well, he can be related, but like, not just a vessel. You forgot to say that the bottom part wasn't drawn well? Hell yeah. You said it yourself, you got lazy at that point. But like, the upper half just makes up for it. What AI generator did you use for him? For Phoenix Man? Novel AI. It's a paid one though. Music is too loud? Okay, let me turn that down. See, the thing is, this is just a Subnautica soundtrack. So some songs are way louder than the others. Turn down music. Okay. The eye art was awesome, ignoring the spider fingers. Yeah. Okay, it stopped now, it's okay. Is it possible to create a second Discord account with the same number? I want to participate in this art contest, I'm sure I will win. I mean, maybe? I'm not sure, I'm new to Discord, so... The contest is already over, Hajun? Yeah, but there might be others on the way. In the future. Okay, so this whole time you've been looking at the sketch. Let me show you the full thing now. So this is... Okay, first of all, Subnautica is the shit, someone said in chat. Yes, sir. It's goated. It's so good. But now let me actually show you the final, full version of the drawing, because this is just the sketch. So now... You're about to witness greatness. I'm just gonna say that. Look at this thing right here. Look at this. I don't even know how to call it. Look, this is traditionally drawn, like with pencils and shading and stuff. And look at it. Like the shading on this, the detail. The hair, like going from like black at the start, like closer to the roots, to becoming white, I assume from energy. The spikes, I assume radiating, I cannot speak today. Radiating energy. The armor, which looks like a more modern version of the armored Boros design. This like little ring. I assume this was meant to be a black hole, because Freddy Victorio kept mentioning that a black hole will be here, and this sort of looks like an outline for a black hole. I'm not too sure though. But yeah, overall this looks spectacular. Like the glove here, oh, it's such a good design. Like, god damn. Yes sir, facts. Godly. W art 9.10, 9.2 out of 10. Good job, Freddy. Versus Murata Jr. Yes, exactly. Although to me, this is more of Boros in armor than a form. Yeah, that's one of the main things, which is... I'm not gonna say anything. But I'm gonna say this design is not going to... not be used. I'll say that. I won't say anything else. I just joined, so what are you talking about? There was an art contest on the Discord server for who could draw the best Boros 4th form. So this is pretty much me showcasing the art from there. Bro's abdomen's so dense, its muscles created a black hole. Yep. That's supposed to be an ecreation disc. I'm not sure I understand what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, it looks amazing, absolutely beautiful. So let me show you the full piece again, because I had it zoomed in the entire time. So yeah, this was my picked winner, because, I mean, come on, so many hours went into this. But I like all of them. I like all of these as well. Like the sketches, this one is like second place, I would say. Like the person didn't officially participate in the in the art competition. But overall, I think it fits Boros as a fourth form sort of better than this, because this seems like a base form design. Wink wink, nudge nudge, not gonna say anymore. This looks like a base form design for a person of Boros' species. But this looks more like a fourth form, but this still, like, artistically, this is absolutely beautiful. Like, so godly. For future streams, you should send a Discord link and pin it. Yeah, I sort of forgot. I should have put it in the description of the stream. What do you mean not be used? You can re-listen maybe sometime, I don't know. The thing that spins around the black hole, a creation disk. Okay. Just noticed Garo and Blast have the same scar in the face. Is Garo Blast from the future? I read this theory from somewhere. I remember seeing it years ago when Blast first appeared. It's a wild one. It certainly is a wild one. But yeah, that was the art contest. This is really cool. And I appreciate everyone who participated. I'm going to send everybody who participated a mini animation for Season 2. I just haven't gotten it yet, because it's a little bit late at this point. But whenever I do get it, I will send it to everybody who participated. And I have already sent an exclusive server link. Not server. I read it from chat. Vexer, someone asked for a Discord link, and I read it into the sentence. I already sent an exclusive spoiler to Freddy Factorio for Season 2, so he knows some stuff. He knows some stuff. Or they, I don't know. It could be they. All amazing drawings. Yep, for sure. I love how Boros looks much more casual in Meteoric State with his OK as he trained to the point where Meteoric State is much easier to control and use. Yeah, that's a cool detail as well. Do live daily, please. I wish I could, but I cannot. That would be super impossible for me to do every single day, because I'm pretty busy at the moment. Later on, maybe, like during summertime and stuff, I could probably do that. Hey man, hey Nebula. I can just send the Discord link in chat. I should be able to. There's the Discord link in chat. Current Sonic damaged Empty Void. Empty Void AP, current Sonic AP. I think that was off guard, but you know, it's a meme that can be used. Or Sonic is just really strong. Maybe Sonic can cut up Sairochi and Sage Centipede. Who knows? But yeah, that was the art competition. So now, I had another idea. If you guys would be interested, I have two lists prepared. Either my top 10 favorite anime fight scenes, or my top 10 favorite anime moments. I have those two lists prepared. If you guys would be interested, I could share them right now. Or one of them at least, because I don't know how long I will be streaming for. So if you guys would be interested, I could share that. Sonic is like weaker than Flashy Flash, who should be weaker than Empty Void. Hey, Sonic is slower than Flashy Flash. We don't know if he's weaker. We don't know. I'm gonna start repping Sonic, because he's really cool. I'm gonna start repping Sonic. I'm gonna say he beats up Sairochi. Moments please, top 10 moments. Alright. We can do moments. So let me... That would be cool as hell, please do. Alright. So let me clear out the stream a little bit. Let's remove those images. Gonna take a little while, because I could take everything off at once, but it would also remove the background, which I don't want to do. But yeah, I'm also working on a list for my top 100 favorite anime characters. And the list is pretty much complete, but I cannot show it yet. I don't have the means to yet. Haven't saved all the images and stuff. So if you guys would be interested in that, I can do a mega stream sometime doing that, but that's not gonna come in months. Hey Satri, ain't that enough agendas? There's still Boros and Beefcake. Yeah, there's somebody... Hold on. I can send this right now, probably. Somebody on Discord made this. Hold on, let me send it to you. Let me show it on stream. This is hilarious. I love this. So, this wasn't made in my Discord server, this was made in Professor Fiction's Discord server. We have this beautiful image of Beefcake wearing Sage Centipede as a scarf, and then holding Orochi in his offhand. This is wonderful. I love this. I live for the memes. Top 10 frauds, Sage Centipede is #1. Yeah, that could be an interesting video topic, just the top 10 biggest frauds in anime. Saitama Solo's fiction, no concept of difficulty. Personally, I would not agree. Please don't close the stream. Yeah, I won't be. I can still go for quite a bit. How do you even top Cosmic Phoenix Man as an antagonist? I feel like the next form of Platinum S would be way below that level. I feel like you made Boros too strong and he's basically one-shotting most. Well, I'm gonna say the first arc of Season 2 is already planned to have at least 10 episodes, and that is like a third of the season. So, there's a lot. There's a lot that will be covered. It's not just Boros, I have lots of ideas for lots of different characters. I kind of am contemplating cutting some of it, because I feel like it's becoming a bit too long. Because I honestly intended the first arc to be maybe 5 episodes, but then I just kept thinking of things to introduce. Beefcake over Tatsumaki. If I were to create top 100 best fights in anime, only One Punch Man fights would be on the list. That's fair, One Punch Man has a lot of good fights. Galactic S. Ooh, S is... Ooh. You guys have no idea. Like, I've said this before on stream, whatever expectations you have for Platinum S, double, triple, quadruple them, it's not gonna match what's actually happening. I'm saying right now, like, yeah, it kind of sounds a little bit like an ego thing. Like, I kind of sound overconfident with this, I am aware of that, but honestly, this has been planned for, like, ever since part 3 dropped of the first season. And I've just been adding to it ever since then, and I cannot wait to share it. I cannot wait to share it. Season 2 ending spoiler, Goatketsu, Goat Roast, and Goat Face. Goat Cake. Goat F Cake. We'll have 3-way battle after Negdiff and God. Yep. I won the art contest and I read the sneak peek. Let me tell you, a lot of things will change. Yes, sir. I love long stories. That's good. I love long stories as well. How long is each episode? No cuts. So, right now, the first 2 episodes are looking about 25 to 30 minutes. The third one is going to be longer than that, because there's a lot of stuff included in there. the first arc is basically the most packed in terms of various different plot lines and everything. So it has that going for it. The episodes for that will probably be the longest. Multiversal S. Maybe, we shall see. Random question, do you agree with my Boros scaling for meteoric burst, high planetary dwarf star level with MFTL plus speed and mid-high star level collapsing star or in cannon after the Boros art? Wait, all the Boros art is great. Oh, okay. So, planetary dwarf star level in meteoric burst, yeah, I think that's fine. Like large planet dwarf star level, I can get behind that. Personally, I think it's probably large planet level, but downscaling from the collapsing star or in cannon, I could say it's star level. I would be fine with that. Dwarf star, I mean. And then yeah, collapsing star or in cannon, I do believe is star level, personally. Platinum S is going to make Phoenix Man look like a joke. Ooh. Platinum S will still lose to Goku, and we all know it. Maybe. But does he beat Goku, though? Individual Black S Cell Uni Plus. I have seen the meme picture before, and I love it. Female member of Blast Team stronger than Tatsumaki / Lord Boros. Maybe. Could be. Diamond S is coming, possibly. Top favorite female characters in anime? I actually did a short on that a while ago, and I think I may have taken it down, maybe not. I'm not too sure. Ones from the top of my head would be some characters from Ruby, and then Granny Chiyo from Naruto. She's a badass. And then we have... who else? Nami's really good. Neferpito is really good from Hunter x Hunter. There's quite a few, actually. My heart was beating infinite beats per second when I saw YouTube videos titled One Punch Man Season 3 finally. Yeah, that was really good. The trailer, I haven't really spoken about it, it's really good in my opinion. Like, it looks really amazing. Please make top moments list. Yeah, okay, I will in like a minute or two. I want to catch up on chat a little bit. Novel Boros, negative 0% versus your Platinum S. That might be tough. Every single S fertilizes and they each turn into big bangs. I have Outerverse level scale for Lord Boros. Is it the one where he says infinite energy? Like that one? Ai no Koji, Classroom of the Elite versus Moomin Rider. I have not read or watched Classroom of the Elite yet. So hyped for season 3? Yeah, same here. It's gonna... like, I'm so excited to see Orochi versus Garo. That's my main thing. That's the one that I'm excited about the most. Right, but now, the top 10 moments in all of anime for me. So, firstly, this is gonna include major spoilers for a lot of series. So when we get to them, I will inform you just in case. Because obviously favorite moments in all of anime, so they have to be big bombastic moments most of the time, like spoiler heavy moments. So I will inform you. Like if you're reading one of the series or watching at the moment, I would recommend muting for a while or just clicking off if you don't want to get spoiled. Like whenever I mention the series and whatnot. But yeah, first up on the list, it's gonna be... let me get the right file. Okay, so it's gonna be this one. Jujutsu Kaisen, from the anime, from the manga. Sukuna telling Gojo that he is strong. All memes aside, I absolutely adore this moment. Because Jogo is my favorite character in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. I feel so bad for him because he constantly goes up against freaking gods. He goes up against Gojo on his own free will at first, learns his lesson, does not want to do that again, And then he's forced to go against Gojo anyway for a second time. He sees his comrades die across the Shibuya incident, and then he just... The poor guy just gets the misfortune of fighting Sukuna. And you can see he tries so hard. Like, this battle, if he wins, the curses basically win at this point, because Sukuna promised him that if he could land one solid hit, or deal at least a little bit of damage, Sukuna would straight up listen to him for like a little while. So you can see this man trying so hard. And then by the end, when Sukuna finally acknowledges this guy, he's like, yeah, stand proud, you're strong. I fought sorcerers 1,000 years ago, and you're one of the better ones. Just seeing this pure joy on Jogo as he starts crying at finally being acknowledged by somebody. It's such a beautiful moment. Like, honestly, I love it to death. It's so good. Well, let me catch up on chat. Please don't make Boros die in Season 2. I'm really looking forward to that, and I don't want him to die. I cannot comment. Lord Boros should be solar system galaxy level, because he states he traveled the universe and ravaged everything in sight, meaning he should have destroyed thousands or millions of stars. I mean, I don't really agree, per se. Like, you can interpret it that way, but him just ravaging everything in sight could just be him robbing every planet he comes across and stuff like that. Have you seen the fanfic that Freddy made in Discord? I have not read that yet, but I will at some point, probably soon. What are your expectations for Boros in the future One Punch Man? What do you think they will do with him in your personal best case scenario? My personal best case scenario is he wakes up, he no-diffs everybody except Saitama, and then Saitama sees him and recognizes him, and then Cosmic Garo shows up and he's like, oh, Cosmic Garo, you're almost as strong as that guy over there, and he points at Boros, you know. That would be my dream scenario, the ultimate Boros glaze. But in terms of realistically, I could either see them turning him into just a mindless machine of fighting, which I would hate, or he would be made fun of by Saitama, which I would also hate, or he actually gets respect. Like, he seems to be getting respect in the webcomic from Genos, and I would honestly just love him to be his own character, not connected to God, not connected to Metal Knight. Like, he just breaks free of Metal Knight's control and just goes wild. Just like we have this super strong creature on the loose, pretty much. Like, he's just roaming the earth looking for challenges and whatnot, and go meet Saitama again. I think it would be really fun. Jana Seller, hello Satori, how are you? I'm good, thank you. What about you? Kinda busy, but for the most part I'm good. Jogo versus Sukuna, yep, fire. Sup, I'm here. Hello Levert. Right, I'm logging off. Have fun everyone. Goodbye Vexer. Have a good day. Have a good morning, evening, day, whatever time it is for you. Every moment of One Punch Man, every pixel, every panel, any moment ever. Over any moment ever. No, I would not agree personally. Last from 20 years ago versus Boros, probably Boros. Last probably wasn't anywhere near as strong as he is. I'm beginning to see a pattern in what characters are your favorite. Is it the one eye? The single eye? Because I will say I love Cyclopses. Why do you feel bad? Jogo is boundless, as you stated in your totally serious video. Yeah, yep, for sure. I'm going to put this stream in the background while I read the absolute verse. Okay. By Commit Tutor Crimson Bayonet. I'm sorry for mispronouncing that, most likely. The ultimate Boros dream. Yep. Boros, Negative, Bo, Cosmic Garo, and Saitama for sure. I think Boros will be taken by the organization and get cybernetic enhancements, maybe. I hope Saitama remembers Boros and becomes Saitama's disciple. I wouldn't want him to become Saitama's disciple. That feels a little bit wrong for Boros. But I do hope Saitama remembers him and respects him. Right, so then the next moment, moving on. So this was number 10. Then number 9 is gonna be Saitama punching Boros, Boros getting up, shattering his armor, and transforming. This is my favorite moment in all of One Punch Man, because up until that point, Saitama one punches everybody, right? Like, we all know that. And then just the sheer shock that I keep seeing on reaction channels when Boros survives the punch. And then just like the epicness of the transformation, just like, it's like this big oh shoot moment where someone actually survived a punch. And Saitama even, like, his eyes widen a little bit. He's like, oh, you know, what's this? And Boros, his little monologue where like, the seal that contains my immeasurable, irresistible power has now been broken. Oh, it's so good. It's such a good scene. And then he powers up and charges at Saitama. I love that moment so much. In both the anime and the manga, I think they did a spectacular job with it. Sorry, you probably talked about this already, but what do you think about CG Staff Animating Season 3 and the 7-chapter manga redraws? For them animating Season 3, honestly, I have hope, because I know they had bad time crunches for Season 2, and now they definitely shouldn't be having that, because Season 3 has been in production for a while, I would imagine. But yeah, like, personally, I don't know much about the production and whatnot. Like, I'm not super in tune with the Japanese industry, but I think they can do a good job. Like, if the animation is anywhere near the level of what it was in the trailer, I think it will be really good. And then the manga redraws, I'm honestly fine with that. This is one of the few times where I really am glad that they're redrawing it, because for me, the ninja arc has just been really off the entire time compared to the webcomic. And just in general, like, the vibe hasn't really been the same. But yeah, I would say I'm glad that they're redrawing that. Bang, Bomb, and Fubuki versus Sleeping Monster Garo. If Fubuki enhances both Bang and Bomb, and if they're at full power, I think they body. Because Bomb, while massively fatigued, could keep up with the initial Sleeping Garo. Bang is able to damage slightly a much stronger version of Garo. So both of them together and damped by Fubuki, I think they definitely win. I believe that Boros will have the same treatment that Toji had in JJK. They will resurrect him. Upon realizing that he was resurrected to fight as someone else's slave, he will uninstall himself from life. That could be pretty good. I prefer the kick to space, as it's the first time it was like, wow, he needs to step up to beat Boros. Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, I feel like this moment was more of that. Because, like, it's the first villain to survive a punch. So I feel like this was really the first true moment of like, oh wow, like Saitama is actually gonna need to try a little at least. So for me, this one is number 9. Okay, then moving on. Wait, first let me catch up on chat. No new messages yet. Alright. So now, moving on to number 8. Okay, this is spoilers for Tokyo Ghoul. If you are reading the manga, by the way, read the manga for Tokyo Ghoul, not the anime. The anime sucks compared to the manga. Everybody keeps saying it, and everybody is right in that regard. So, if you are wary of Tokyo Ghoul spoilers, I would suggest checking out. Because this is a pretty major spoiler. So, first Tokyo Ghoul moment of the list, there's multiple, is gonna be Kisho Arima's death. So, Kisho Arima, for anybody not aware, is basically the Grim Reaper of the good guys of Tokyo Ghoul. Like, he's the ultimate trump card. He's like the Saitama of the verse. He just wins every single fight he's in, and he just ruthlessly kills any opponent that he has to kill. And throughout this fight... Hold on, let me turn down the music. It's getting loud again. Okay, there we go. So then he's he is sort of set up as like a villain figure, but then as the fight goes on, he gets more and more villainous. And then in the end, when he actually dies, it's like this brilliant bait and switch where it's actually revealed that he was never evil and that he never wanted a life of taking others' lives. And this fight in general has so many good moments. Like, I'm gonna say it right now, it's in my top 10 favorite fights list, and I will probably talk about it more in depth then, because I can actually cover the entire fight then, not just the moment. But the moment when the Reaper, as he's called, he's literally called the Reaper. So when the Reaper, Kishorima, finally falls, like, he actually kills himself, because he realizes he lost the fight, and he realizes the main character, Kaneki, has no intent of killing him, and then he straight up kills himself, and it's revealed, like, the final message, or the final lines of the chapter are, it turns out that the one that wanted death above all else was the Reaper himself. And it's such a powerful moment after watching this entire fight and the entire series, because this guy comes off as pretty ruthless, but then you actually get to know his backstory and what he's like, and he's like this father figure to the main character, so this devastates the main character as well. It impacts the plot greatly, because this is basically like what Saitama or Tatsumaki or Blast dying would be in One Punch Man. This is like the main good guy dying, the strongest one of all. This is like Gojo dying, you know, like, it's just such a tide shift, and the moment itself is so beautiful. And when he says, like, I never wanted it, a life of taking others' lives, it hits so hard, especially for this character. So yeah, this is number 8 on my list. Oh man, this is gonna be hype. Sukuna might be my favorite villain in New Gen. I low-key love him because he was holding back, just nerfing him slowly because he's just got that ego. Yeah, Sukuna's very good. He's in my top 100 characters, I can say that. Meteoric Burst Boros versus Initial Cosmic Garo. I think Cosmic Garo would win, because he just massively outhaxes. Beautiful moment. I agree, for sure. Are you planning on making another One Punch Man What If series after or during Boros Season 2? Definitely not during, because I will be dedicating all of my attention to Season 2. But I will be probably making more in the future. But definitely not soon. Because Season 2 is taking up all my time currently. Is he discussing Kaizen? I was at some point, a little bit earlier. I find your voice acting in Season 1 of What If Boros Turned Good is great. I was even shocked when you said you didn't hire any voice actors. Thank you. I like messing with my voice a lot, just in general. Like, I will just go in the house and then just talk to my dog in the most random of voices. So, yeah. What do you think of Akira Toriyama's passing? It's a tragic moment, because he died relatively young, for sure. So, I am sad about it, but at the same time, I don't really feel like much has changed, because he's always sort of been, like, in that untouchable, like, mythical personality tier, you know, like, just someone who is sort of just there in the background, and just everybody has super high respect for him. Like, he was already a legend in life, so now he's still a legend. So, and to me, it doesn't feel like much has changed, because he was always sort of that untouchable, like, persona, you could say. But yeah, like, it is tragic that he passed at such a young age, comparatively. The saddest thing for me is that he still had projects going on in his life that he probably wanted to complete but didn't get the chance to. But yeah, overall, definitely rest in peace to the father of shonen, as someone on my Discord server put it before. Like, he like, without him, One Punch Man, Naruto, One Piece, all these different franchises, They might still exist, but they would definitely not be the same. Question, could Boros be Jogoat if he ate a monster cell? No. Lord Boros surviving Saitama's punch moment transcends this list. Nah, it's number 9 for a reason for me. Sukuna versus Garo both have this evolution thing that whatever they see they can replicate if it ain't the power, so who do you think is more skilled? That, I think, I actually have a video planned. Like various versions of Garo versus Sukuna, which one takes him down. But in terms of skill, I think it would be also interesting to discuss. Favorite book? See, it used to be Ranger's Apprentice. It probably still is. Like the original 4 or 8 or 9 Ranger's Apprentice books, those are like my favorite books. Actually, the original 10, because they're all really good. Bro spending all his money on season 2. Not an insult, by the way. Hey, I mean, this is kind of what it is, honestly. I'm spending so much money on season 2. Which, you know, I probably should be spending it on bigger, better things in life. But at the same time, I'm so passionate about this project. So yeah. By the way, speaking of paying for stuff, I do have a Patreon for the project specifically. I don't like to advertise it because it feels like I'm loitering for money, but at the same time I'm spending so much of my own money on season 2 that I need the support. Like, I need the support to make season 2 as grand as it can possibly be. So, you know, if anybody wants to join up, that would be really appreciated. Obviously don't have to, because just watching the videos is already support enough. Just spreading the awareness of the channel, I guess. But yeah, like, if anybody is interested, I will be linking it at videos from now on. Will you include the scene where dying Boros says you're too strong, Saitama, because it's definitely my top 3 best moments? I will say my favorite moment personally is Boros surviving the punch, so no more One Punch Man moments on the list, unfortunately. But I do still really like that moment. It's still my top 3 in One Punch Man, definitely. What would it take to defeat an omnipotent entity known as Shrek? A beyond omnipotent entity known as Kakuzu, the Hashirama Slayer. Do you think Garo, Awakened Garo, could copy Maharaga's ability? Probably not. Depends on what you mean by Awakened Garo. If it's specifically Cosmic Garo, then maybe. Then, yeah, maybe he could. But if it's not Cosmic, then I don't think he could, because Maharaga is basically just a super amped up Garo when it comes to adaptation. I think Sukuna is more skilled at his power system, while Garo is better hand to hand. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I was thinking to animate all the One Punch Man by myself. Good luck. That would be a very big undertaking. Are you worried about getting copyright with season 2? To some extent, because a weird thing with season 1 is that none of the individual episodes had copyright at all. But then when I put him in the compilation, suddenly there were a bunch of copyright claims for some reason. I'm not sure why. Don't feel like you're wasting your money on season 2. It's still important. The writing skill is really underrated too. If it's important to you, then it's not wasting your money. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm wasting it. Like, if I made it sound that way, definitely I don't feel like that. Because it's... Hold on, let me turn the light off. My eyes are watering from the light. But yeah, I don't think I'm wasting it, because if I thought I was wasting it, I wouldn't be spending it. Like, this is a personal project that's very dear to me, so I don't feel like I'm wasting the money. Can you please announce your future streams 1 or 2 days before it happens? Yeah, I'm planning to do that. Because this unplanned stream, yeah, I can see how it's inconvenient for people. Alright then, on to the next moment on the list. Number 7. This is gonna have spoilers for Vinland Saga, specifically Season 1. So if you are afraid of spoilers for that, I suggest tuning out. But if you are not, we can move on. So, the moment comes from the final episodes, or I think the final episode actually, just the final episode of Season 1, where Askeladd, which is top 5 favorite characters in all of fiction for me probably, he, after suffering disrespect from a pompous king, right here you can see on the screen, this pure trash of a human being, after suffering disrespect, after the king disrespects his people, Askeladd, or Askeladd, however you want to pronounce him, he comes up to him, and he's like, yo, shut your mouth. Why does that beautiful crown sit on a face as ugly as yours? And like everybody in the room just becomes like super panicked. The guards want to rush in to attack Askeladd for this insult. And then he's like, nah, stop right there. The king's within my reach. Pulls out the sword and just points it at the king. And he's like, yo, you talk trash about my people? You talk trash about Wales? You deserve to die. A crown such as this should not be resting on a face like yours. You are not worthy to be a king. And then everybody panics. And one guy tries to distract Askeladd and then tries to get the guards to attack him. So then this man, in front of a whole hall of people, cuts off the king's head, claims himself to be king, and goes on a rampage, killing like 30 soldiers, bodying the armed commander of the king's army, and then letting himself be killed by a prince that he is loyal to, so that the prince could rise in society, pretty much. So that the prince could earn everybody's respect and become king. This moment is so insane, so beautiful. And then it ends with Askeladd delivering a life message to the main character as well. Like, oh, it's such a good moment. I cannot gush about it enough. I love this man so much. Askeladd is top 5 favorite anime characters for me. Like, hands down, one of the best of the best. I love him so much. Alright, let's catch up on chat a little bit. Human Goro's normal adaptability over Maharaga's? Definitely not, I would say. Like, Goro would not survive getting absolutely slashed into bits. Like, I do not think he would. At least not human form. On a more serious note, could Boros become what would essentially be God by learning how to manipulate energy and matter of the most fundamental levels? He can already create new energy. Maybe, but I feel like that's not something he would do. Like, maybe if he could sort of tap into, like, the flow of cosmic forces like Garo, or something along those lines, maybe he could essentially become a god, but overall it's kind of unlikely. Gamabunta's first appearance transcends the list. Maybe. The 4th form Boros in my art contest submission can do that. I assume the god thing, right? Vinland Saga had to be included. It had to be. Savage moment for sure. Gamabunta the goat. The goat did not let that slide. Yes, sir. King versus Elder Centipede, but Saitama did not show up. See, the thing is, it's impossible for Saitama not to show up because King needs to be saved. But if Saitama didn't show up, then Tatsumaki or Blast would have shown up and finished the job. Like, King is definitely not dying to Elder Centipede, no matter what. What if Askeladd met Saitama? Bro, Saitama would be flabbergasted at the raw chadliness that he sees in front of himself. And he would submit himself to Askeladd's will and serve as his loyal servant as Askeladd conquers One Punch Man. That's what would happen, totally. When will you release your next video? It should be within the next few days. Probably. It's gonna be the S-class heroes ranked from worst to best in terms of how good they are as heroes. It's already recorded, I just need to edit it lightly. It's not gonna be heavily edited, because I don't have very much time to edit right now. Bro makes homeless emperor look like Prince Charming. Yep, the king does. The king definitely does. He survives it by Royal Ripper. He's not chopped to bits. Maharaga literally got chopped to bits on like a cellular level. Like his body was literally disintegrating and he just kept adapting to it and regenerating. Like, Garo is not surviving having his entire body torn to pieces. Like, he was just cut up, but he was not torn to pieces. Like, his bones were still intact and everything. Will Tatsumaki start training her physical abilities? Okay, this isn't much of a spoiler. I will say right now, in episode 1, this does get brought up. I'll say that. In episode 1 of season 2. What is your favorite fictional series ever? It has to be Tokyo Ghoul. From the manga specifically, it's so good. Do you have any knowledge about Genshin Impact? If so, how do you think a fight between Sukuna and the 7 Archons would go? I have actually not seen absolutely anything from Genshin Impact. I've heard of it, but I have not seen anything, so... Actually, no, I've seen one drama where they, like, scanned a bunch of people. Something like that? I don't know. I've seen, like, a couple videos floating around of something like that. Waiting for a Hunter x Hunter AOT moment. AOT made it really close to the list. Like, if I could include 11, Erwin's Charge would be number 11. I should have probably put it as an honorable mention, because Erwin's Charge is absolutely spectacular. That speech is godly. So it would have been number 11. Hunter x Hunter will make it onto the list. Not gonna lie, I'll start not to like you, no offense. Because I don't hype up One Punch Man enough. Something like that. He adapts to the energy of the universe flowing through his body. That's with cosmic powers. That's different. Because that was specifically from God. Not his own power. Alright, so that is number 6, right? No, that was number 7, I think. Yeah, that was number 7. So now number 6 on the list. This is gonna be another Tokyo Ghoul moment, and this is like the biggest spoiler on the entire list, so if you are wary of Tokyo Ghoul spoilers, I would suggest clicking off. But if you are not, number 6 is the final panels of the manga, where, okay, here's the setup for this one. So, Kaneki, which is the main character for Tokyo Ghoul, he goes through a lot. Like, straight up, aside from maybe Guts from Berserk, I have not read Berserk, so I can't really say. But, oh, my music popped up again really loudly. Okay, so, aside from that, aside from Guts, I think Kaneki is like the most suffered main character in manga, at least from what I have read. And throughout the entire series, he suffers tragedy after tragedy. He has some good moments, but then those good moments get washed away time and time again. And then the final monologue he has is like the final fight is happening. The final monologue is a recital of one of the first lines of the series, but with an entirely different spin to it. And then the final fight ends ambiguously. We don't know if he died or not. And after hundreds of chapters of this man suffering, we don't know if he survived the final battle or not. And so I'm just reading the final chapter, waiting eagerly to see if he is alive or not, because the last chapter ended on a huge cliffhanger with him sinking into this deep pit, and we don't know if he survived or not. And Tokyo Ghoul is a series where you genuinely feel like he could be dead, because people die ruthlessly in Tokyo Ghoul, including the main character, which we'll get to later. But, like, just seeing him show up in the last panels of the last chapter, and looking happy with a family, dude, that is so heartwarming. After the huge monologue of the end, after the epic final battle, after all the nonsense that he had to go through throughout the entire manga, we finally see Kaneki happy and completely mentally sane and just sort of healed with a wife and a child. And it's such a wholesome moment. It's such a good moment for a final chapter. Just seeing this man finally truly happy and borderline retired, so he doesn't have to deal with the nonsense anymore. It's one of my favorite moments for sure in all of manga. Gamabunta versus the one above all from chat. Gamabunta solos. What are we talking about here? Aaron's charge is my favorite moment of all time. Pain's speech is second. Yeah, they're both definitely very, very good. That's a respectable favorite moment and a respectable second favorite moment for sure. Now, when he initially takes God's hand, although the energy of the universe flows through his body and he states, "I managed to stay conscious," it's not all the energy of the universe, it's just the flow of the energy. Like, he adapts to the flow of the universe. It's not like him taking in the entire universe's energy or anything like that. At least I interpret it that way. Him managing to stay conscious is more so just like a mind feat, like his willpower. At least I would say. Current Flashy Flash versus Platinum S. It's a close one, but I think Flashy Flash might have it. It could be its own video, actually. Do you think that Half Garo would have beaten Bug God and Royal Ripper if it weren't for the fact Ario was held hostage? Oh, for sure. I definitely think he would have. Because when he woke up, he straight up one-shot Royal Ripper. So... And he was confident they would never... Oops, sorry. And he was confident they would never land another hit on him. So yeah, I think he would have won, personally. I can prove wrong in everything you said, but I'm too lazy. And the chat has text limits. How much caffeine do you consume to fight off procrastination? I do not drink coffee at all, actually. But I do have problems with procrastination. It's just something that you sort of just have to get over it. So it's like Attack on Titan, they can die at any moment. Yeah, like... it actually might be worse. Like, the characters... like, most of them have no plot armor. Like, when you see a character about to die, there's a really, really good chance that they really are about to die. So, I'm gonna say that. Not sure about Sadari, but I don't drink any caffeine. Yep. What are the top 5 strongest animes you know? Dragon Ball has to be in there. Probably One Punch Man as well. Record of Ragnarok goes in here for sure as well. Hold on, let me pull up a list really quickly just to see. I have a list of every anime I've watched. Yeah, Dragon Ball goes in there. Record of Ragnarok. One Punch Man. Bleach probably goes in there. Naruto. And yeah, those are like the 5 that I've watched that are the strongest, I think. At least from the scaling I know. Omni-Man from Invincible looks like the father of Light from Death Note. A little bit. Now that you brought it up, yeah. Wow, I want to watch this now. So is it only the manga that is good? Yeah, the anime is an extremely watered down version of the manga in the first season. And then, like the second season? I think it's the second season. It literally adapted 200 chapters into 24 episodes. Like, how do you mess this up so badly? The manga is extremely good. The artwork and the story, I love it all. I love it so much. It's my favorite manga of all time. Probably my favorite piece of fiction of all time. I would definitely recommend checking it out. I think JJK has a lesser effect than Attack on Titan and Tokyo Ghoul. And any character can die, but side characters are fair game. But Yuji is basically immortal. Yeah, to some extent. I'm also sort of going for that with Season 2 of Boros. A lot of people die. I'm not gonna say who or how or why, but the kill count is pretty high. I'm not gonna go just killing people for absolutely no reason. Like, I don't want to get too dark, but the kill count is gonna be pretty high, I'm gonna say that. Alright, then the next moment we're gonna get to is number 5 now. I think number 5, yeah. So number 5 is gonna be from Naruto, Pain destroying all of Konoha. This is my favorite moment in Naruto because this guy, the leader of the Akatsuki, built up across like 200 episodes. He comes in, decimates everybody in the village, and then just destroys the entire village that we've been a part of for so long. And it's just such a shock to the system. Like, this guy really feels like a god. The way he just floats above everybody, like, showcasing the blatant superiority. And he just, like, the whole mantra that he says, like, feel pain, accept pain, no pain. It's such a good moment. And then he just blows up the Leaf Village. Like, the place that we've known since chapter 1. He just blows it up just like that. Kills thousands of people. It's such a powerful moment. And it's so quiet in the anime as well. Like, there's barely any background music. It's just the destruction taking place. And you feel every moment of it. And this sets Pain up as legit just the biggest final boss vibe, or one of the biggest final boss vibes that I have ever seen in anime. Like, it's so good. It's so great for me, personally. Current Sonic and Flashy Flash versus hold on. Versus Bang and Bomb. I think Flashy Flash definitely takes it, because right now he's way stronger than he was in the Monster Association arc, at least as far as I see it. And I think if it was Monster Association arc, Bang and Bomb would win, but if it's current, then Flashy Flash in my opinion. What would happen if Boros got expert powers? Would his capability to control energy just get better? Depends on what you mean by expert. Like, if he just becomes an expert at everything he does, he probably would be able to mold his energy a lot better. I hope Black S will restock his cells and have a rematch with Flashy Flash. That could be cool. He probably means Esper. Oh, Esper. Yeah, that would be really cool actually if he was able to utilize psychic powers. That was such a wow moment, pure power, definitely. I was thinking of reading Tokyo Ghoul, but I stepped back, and when I watched a video of Tokyo Ghoul on YouTube, a girl drinking blood from head. I mean, it's a pretty brutal series, I'm gonna say that. It definitely is. But it's worth it, in my opinion. Pain destroying the Leaf is great at showing him above all other villains and made Sage Naruto entrance 1,000 times better. Definitely agree. I really hate characters dying in fiction. Why? Why? Do you have an afterlife system for your fanfiction, or are the people just gone? For What If Boros turned good? We haven't seen the afterlife in One Punch Man at all, so yeah, they just die. For that. Do you still agree to your top 5 favorite characters in your One Punch Man short? Probably, but Tatsumaki definitely fell off in my eyes. Because when I made that list, I was very much influenced by how much I liked writing her in my own series. Because I feel like in my own series, Tatsumaki is one of the best characters and most fun to write as well. So I was definitely just sort of influenced by that a lot. Whereas in the actual manga, now that I've taken a step back and looked at it, I don't think she's as great. But everyone else I pretty much agree with. How strong is Monster Sonic from What If Boros turned good? Somewhere near Flashy Flash, I would say, like between Hellfire and Gale as monsters and Flashy Flash from the Monster Association arc. Not quite at that level, but somewhere in between. Would Luffy or Naruto be S-class? What rank? They would definitely be high S-class, both of them, because they're very powerful and very charismatic and easy to like for people. Pain kills Asani and then destroys a village, then finally has a speech making it so much harder, as you know he backs his word. Yeah, definitely. Pain is one of my favorite characters in fiction as well. I made a small sketch of Phoenix Man, last form of your what if. I put it in the art section of your Discord in case you would like to give me your opinion. Okay, I can check that out right now, actually. Let's see. Okay, that looks really good. That looks really interesting. I would say the 4 arms wasn't what I was going for, but overall it looks really fun. I'd say the face maybe looks a little bit off for me, because it sort of feels more like a amphibian face or something along those lines. Like, this feels like more of what a lizard face would be. I don't know if that makes sense, but overall I definitely like it. I like the sketch a lot. Alright, then moving on. So that was number 5. Now number 4. This is gonna be another Tokyo Ghoul moment. So another very big spoiler. If you do not want to get spoiled for Tokyo Ghoul, I would suggest clicking off. Because this is a very, very big spoiler. So, number 4 on the list is Kaneki's death. So, the main protagonist, he rushes into a big battle that is not his own. He specifically was instructed to stay away, but he refused to do that and he rushed in to protect people. And then it backfires completely. Like, at first it looks like he's saving people, but then we find out everybody he saved just died later when trying to escape, because the enemy units, basically, like the CCG, which is the very much the enemy in that instance of Kaneki, they set traps everywhere and they legit just killed everybody Kaneki tried to save. Kaneki tried to save his mentor, failed miserably, the mentor gets abducted, and then Kaneki ends up fighting and fighting and fighting, and finally, at the end, his friend literally sacrifices himself, lets him eat him to regain power, because Kaneki is basically a ghoul, he has to eat people to survive. So, his best friend allows him to literally, like, just kill him so that he can live, right? And then Kaneki is forced to, like, he tries to flee the area, right? Like, he was forced to literally kill his best friend and everything. And then he runs into the Reaper, which we talked about before. It's basically like running into Saitama. Like, he runs into him, and then he's like, okay, this man, I see corpses all around him. I have to somehow get past him. And then as he's thinking that, he literally gets stabbed through the face and dies. Like, it's such a shocking moment. And then the monologue he has at the end when he's like... A thing with Kaneki is that he really... Like, he admires his mother, but he also kind of hates her for overworking herself and dying because of that. And then he's like... At the end, he realizes he's just like his brother, he's just like his mother. He has the same exact qualities that he did not like in her. He has it himself. He's overworking himself to save others. Or at least he thinks that's what he's doing, but what he's actually doing is he's afraid of being alone. And he's actually doing it for a selfish reason, because he doesn't want to be alone. And it's just this beautiful narrative moment with him meeting his younger self, and then apologizing for being an absolute failure. And then he realizes something really important to the plot, but it doesn't even matter at that point. He's like, oh, I realized this and that, but it doesn't even matter anymore. I'm already... And then it literally cuts to a panel of him being dead at the Reaper's feet. And it's such a crushingly powerful moment. Like, Jesus Christ. The way I described it, it might not sound like it, but like, it's such a beautiful moment. I cannot stress enough how much I love it. Let's catch up on chat. Pain only bad point is hurting Gamma, my boy. My goat. Yeah. I don't fear dying myself in real life. Oh wow, like 20 different messages just spawned in. Hold on. But I can't comprehend others dying. I enjoy lots of enjoyable characters in the story. That's fair. True, let me think that. Thanks. No problem. Current Rover disaster level, just Dragon. Like, Rover hasn't really been training. And like, in the manga, he's definitely weaker. If you mean like Tiny Rover, he's probably like a demon level threat, maybe low dragon, I don't know. Finally peak. Damn, so dark. Bro is dumber than Luffy. Nah, come on. Jogoat versus Chad Boonta, the greatest clash of power in fiction. Yeah. One of the greatest for sure. Right behind Kakuzu and Shrek. Probably Dragon, mid-Dragon for over current. Yeah. Bro is a worse version of Naruto. No, he's so much better than Naruto in every single regard. Oh my god. It's such a good character. Kaneki is my favorite fiction. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Kaneki is my favorite fictional character of all time. Like the moments he is in are unreal. Have you played Free Fire, Call of Duty, PUBG, Minecraft? Any from this list? If yes, do a stream playing those games. I have played Minecraft. I might do a stream on that sometime. I don't know. Maybe during summer when I have more time. I do play Minecraft from time to time. I like it a lot. The What If Boros Turn Good series is your world-building project. No one has the right to stop you from making and designing an afterlife system. Yeah, but I don't want to. One Punch Man doesn't feel like a series that really needs an afterlife system. Personally. If you haven't yet, you should watch the Satama vs. Goku fan series. It's not very accurate, but it's pretty good. Do you mean like Anime War? I think that's the one that comes to mind first for me is Anime War. From Astro Media. Can you put the Phoenix Man art on screen real quick? Yeah, I can. Base Satori moment. Boros wants to know Kaneki's location. Bro, Boros is a Chad, but he is not besting Kaneki. Kaneki is just different. Kaneki's a different breed. The things he goes through... Alright, let me put that on stream. This is the sketch from Discord. This is the one. My favorite fictional character is Superman. His open message is goated. I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Is Tokyo Ghoul your favorite manga? Yes, it is. Definitely. No competition, actually. No contest. Like, I love many manga. But goddamn, Tokyo Ghoul stands above the rest for me personally. It's such a beautiful story. Are you ever gonna be making that Kisame power scale? I like your takes on him and criminally underrated in the community. Put some force to his name. I would want to, but at the same time Naruto content does really bad on my channel. Because people come to me for One Punch Man, not for Naruto these days. On my channel at least. I do collabs on other channels for Naruto. But I might still do that at some point. Bro, Naruto development is better than Human Eater. You have not read Tokyo Ghoul. Right? You have not read Tokyo Ghoul. Please go read Tokyo Ghoul. I'm sorry, like, I try to respect opinions, but when Tokyo Ghoul... it's Tokyo Ghoul. It's my baby, it's my gem. I love it. I will not take the disrespect on Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is absolutely amazing. I actually took a lot from it into my own art style. It was even more influential than One Punch Man. Yeah, hot take, I personally like the way Tokyo Ghoul is drawn more than One Punch Man. Hot take, probably. Especially late Tokyo Ghoul. Early Tokyo Ghoul still feels quite unpolished at many points, but late Tokyo Ghoul? Mwah, masterpiece. In terms of art. In terms of story, even early Tokyo Ghoul is amazing. Is it different than the anime? Oh, it's night and day. The anime is so bad in comparison. They messed everything up so badly. I'm connected to One Punch Man emotionally, so I can... So much that I can't explain why. Explain it by any word exists. It's kind of the same for me and Tokyo Ghoul. I just love it so much. Upload what you want. Yeah, that's what I would like to do. I'll still upload things as I want to upload them. I'm not going to completely, like, cater to the audience. If I feel like uploading something, I will. But yeah, this is number 4. So now number 3. This is a moment from Record of Ragnarok, and this isn't really a spoiler, so I feel like you're fine if you're reading or watching Record of Ragnarok right now. So it's Hades, firstly, the character that I love, my love here, even more than Boros. This guy is my role model pretty much in life. He's the peak of everything that is positive and everything I want to be in life. I know that's kind of cringy, but I actually feel that way. And he has this beautiful, amazing arc, or not an arc, but moment, where during his battle, Record of Ragnarok is basically a massive tournament arc with many individual versus battles, and Hades fights someone, and he's being pushed. Like, he's actually on the back foot. And then we get this beautiful flashback where Hades and then his brothers Poseidon, Zeus, and Adamas, which is a 4th Greek god, like a 4th Greek brother for the big 3. He only exists in Record of Ragnarok, not in like actual Greek mythology. But yeah, we have Hades and his brothers basically, and they are sitting in Olympus, and it's being attacked by a combined force of like giants and like Gaia, which is like the wife or something of Kronos, which is insane and whatnot, like all this lore and everything, and they're on the ropes, and the gods are discussing what to do, and then Zeus orders a full-on like frontal assault. Everybody just go there and just duke it out with them, right? Like, we are all gonna go there and we're gonna kick them out. And then Hades, on his way there, he is approached by one of his subordinates, and the subordinate tells him, yo, Lord Hades, in hell, down there, there's a massive uprising of titans coming as well. So Olympus is about to be attacked from 2 sides by 2 extremely powerful forces and absolutely decimated. And the narrator is like, yeah, if this happens, Olympus is doomed. So then what does Hades do? Poseidon sees him talking to the subordinate, and he's like, yo, Hades, is everything alright? Hades is like, yeah, don't mind me, everything is alright, go fight your battles. And then he goes to hell, and faces the entire army of titans by himself, slaughters every single one of them, and then just sits down, and starts whistling to himself, or humming to himself. And then, after the battle, after the great battle of Olympus, where like all the gods are huffing and puffing, Poseidon is like, yo, where's Hades? I don't see him anywhere, is he alright? And like, the subordinates of Hades, on the upper world, right, on Olympus, they're crying and everything, because they think Hades actually died fighting the Titans. They say to Poseidon, yeah, Hades, he went by himself to stop an entire army of Titans. And then Poseidon actually gets concerned, like, what? Huh? Like, he did that? So then he goes down to hell, and then he finds Hades sitting there, and Hades, he's sitting there drenched in blood and everything, and then Poseidon starts sort of bashing him. Oh, hold on, an ad came up. Sorry, on the music. Okay, so Poseidon starts trashing Hades. Like, why did you do this? You could have been defeated. You should have at least informed us of what's going on. And then Hades is like, no, I will not be defeated. You are my younger brothers. I will never fail you. I will watch your backs. I will do my duty as your older brother. And I will never be defeated by anyone. But maybe you're right. Maybe I overdid it this time. And then Poseidon. This moves Poseidon. Poseidon is like the most heartless bastard in existence. And then he sees this and he smiles and he calls Hades brother for the first time in his life. And extends a hand to him. And it's this beautiful, beautiful moment where the brothers take each other's hand. And then we cut to the battle that Hades is having in the current day. And there's this beautiful parallel between Hades holding Poseidon's hand and Hades holding his own spear, which he's about to use to defeat the human that he's fighting. Because Hades is dead. Not Hades, Poseidon is dead at that point. And Hades is fighting to avenge Poseidon. And this moment is so beautiful as the older brother, he holds the will of his younger brother, his trident. He holds it in his hand. And it's just this amazing moment as he hums the same song that Poseidon whistled in his final moments and performs the same motion of slinging back his hair with blood, with his own blood. And it's just, it's such a powerful moment. I love it to death. I love it to death. Yes, I've gushed about it for so long, you're probably bored of this, but God, I love it so much. I love it so much. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I've missed a lot of the chat, so let me catch up. I've done a full analysis on TG's stream that Orochimaru and Jiraiya character ties into the shows of the progression of Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, that's cool. They do. I really hate Naruto because of the Naruto fans. I think that can be said for literally every single anime ever. At least any popular anime ever. I haven't read Tokyo Ghoul, but so far nothing has been able to dethrone Pluto from the pedestal I have it on. Oh, the pedestal I have it on. I might check it out sometime. Like Pluto, is that a manga? Anime? Something like that? One Punch Man art over any art in fiction, no concept of difficulty? Hard disagree. It's amazing art, but I personally have other styles that I prefer. June, every fandom is a bit delusional. Yeah. Jason was the most mid-villain in Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, sort of. Like, he is kind of basic, but at the same time, he does what he's supposed to do. Berserk fights it off. Bro's a simp for Hades? Yes. Sure you're not just watching for Aphrodite? Honestly, no. I hate it whenever she's on screen. The proportions are gross. Did Hades dethrone Payton as your second favorite character? Yes, he has. Yep. Hades is my second favorite after Kaneki. The Adam vs. Zeus fight, great. I like it, but it's personally probably like the 5th favorite fight for me, maybe the 4th. Record of Ragnarok W. Badass moment, yes sir. Zoro, nothing happened but Hades. Yeah, sort of. Bro, Hades stabs into his own chest, cuts his own chest open, and then uses his own blood to attack his opponent. Like, how badass is that? How badass is that? Fire thumbnail? It's just a screenshot from the anime, but yeah. How many black S cells needed to merge to reach meteoric burst speed? Probably like trillions upon trillions. Something like that. If he was given an opportunity, Satori would have just spent the whole stream just talking about Hades, yes. Of course. Could Boros beat Frieza from the Namek saga? Personally, I don't think so. I think Frieza is stronger no matter how you interpret Boros scaling. Okay, so then I'm running out of space here. I'm just gonna put it here, I guess. I don't know. Hold on, let me grab the picture I want to grab. Okay. There it is. So now, moving on to number 2. This was my favorite moment in anime for a very, very long time. This is Netero's Rose. If you have not seen Hunter x Hunter, I would suggest clicking off, because again, this is one of the best moments in all of anime for me. I mean, it's my second favorite moment in all of anime. So basically, we have this king that is born, the Chimera Ant King. Chimera ants are basically like super evolved alien ants that eat people, and they just grow stronger and stronger until they birth the king, which is pretty much the peak of all life. And then on the other hand, you have Netero, which is the peak of humanity. He's been training for literally 100 years to reach the absolute pinnacle, and then the two of them come to blows, and they fight and they exchange beautiful ideologies, and there are themes of like humanity, poverty, everything basically. And there's this extremely beautiful duality where Netero is the provoker. He's fighting, and the king, the monster, is showing more humanity than Netero. He wants to talk it out. He wants to just diplomatically just speak things out. But Netero is not having it because he has a mission to do, and he doesn't like it, but he has to for humanity's sake. And then they fight, and the fight is one of the best fights in all of anime. No debate there. It used to be, it still is my favorite fight in all of... It's just this absolutely stunning battle. And at the end, Netero is on his last legs. He has spent everything he has, and he barely has been able to scratch Meruem. And Meruem compliments him like, you're strong for a human, but here's this and this and this and this reason why you cannot win against me. And then Netero starts chuckling darkly, and this huge dark aura appears around him, and he just starts popping off like, Meruem, king of the ants. You really don't have any idea, do you? You know nothing of the bottomless malice within the human heart. And this beautiful skull appears behind Netero, this horrifying skull. And Meruem, in that moment, feels fear for the first time in his life. The king feels fear. And then Netero detonates a nuke inside of his body and blows himself up along with the king. And it is such a powerful moment. It signalizes so much in the narrative. Like, there's too much to summarize here. But it is absolutely stunning. Like, the main message is that no matter how evil the ants are, humanity still has more evil to give. It still has that persistent evolution. And it, like, no matter what happens, the king could have never won. He could have never achieved his goals, because humanity will always keep evolving. We will always find ways to adapt no matter what it takes, and we are the monsters in this scene. We are crushing other life, like, oh, it is an amazing moment. Just 10 out of 10, absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. So let's check on the chat. For some reason on my computer it's not catching up. Like, I can see on my phone it's caught up. Like, there's multiple new messages, but on my computer I can't see any of them for some reason. Oh, there we go. Okay. There's a lot. So basically the argument goes male Sanin are more important ideologically to Naruto and Sasuke's final solution pair than Pain or Itachi. I could see that being the case. Now I'm excited to see what better than this. Yeah. Feeling sleepy, but I don't want to sleep because I want to finish the stream. It's not gonna go on for too much longer. We'll talk about number 1 and then we'll probably go. If Luffy was a monster in One Punch Man, what would his level be? I say Dragon Plus. Yeah, probably. I don't know much about One Piece scaling. I haven't actually read all of it. I've only seen the first 50 episodes. But from what I know, he would definitely be Dragon, above Dragon. Hunter x Hunter over Naruto, no lie. Debatable, but I would... Personally, I think Hunter x Hunter has stronger moments, but I like Naruto better overall. But they're still really close. They're my third and second favorite animes. Sorry. Personally, I couldn't get into Hunter x Hunter. It just doesn't do it for me. That's fair. The music in that scene gives me chill. Oh, the music! One of my favorite soundtracks in all of anime. Hold on, let me try to put it on. I hope I don't get copyrighted. I think I probably shouldn't be, but, you know, hold on. Let me try to put that music on in the background. Like, this soundtrack just goes so incredibly hard. Like, the darkness is sold so perfectly. I don't want to get copyrighted, I don't want to show too much of it. But you can probably hear it in the background, right? Can you please read my last reply? Where was it? Could you resend it? Because I don't see it anywhere close to the finish here. Oh, can you put the Phoenix Man art on screen? That one? I did that a while ago. Then, how did Netero survive the Dark Continent? He's just built different. He's just that strong. The Dark Continent ain't got nothing on the boy Netero. Beautiful skull. Yeah, out of context. Yes, that scene was so peak. Gon versus Pito and Meruem's death were a close second in Hunter x Hunter for me. Yeah, Meruem's death is also so good. They're all just beautiful moments. Hunter x Hunter in general just has so many good scenes. This moment, what it represents, is why I absolutely adore the Geto Robo manga. Let me screenshot that too, just so I have it. Also the Pluto thing. Music's so good, he doesn't care about copyright. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I'm willing to risk it. I switched it here though, because I don't want to risk it for too long. Do you think Blast will show up more of his abilities in the future and possibly his past? Yeah, for sure. I definitely think he will. Which will be your favorite fight in Season 3 since it released the trailer? The one I'm looking forward to seeing animated the most is definitely Garo vs Orochi. That fight is so amazing. It's top 10 fights for me in One Punch Man. I love it a lot. My favorite moment in New Gen is Gojo having no face while being sealed, showing he doesn't have an identity behind him being the strongest, but as he's losing a fight, he's losing his identity. That's really sick as well. The moment red-haired Kite said my name is Kai to speak. Yeah. Netero was truly bad to the bone. He wasn't really even bad. Like, he did a bad thing, but it's still... Like, he did that because he had to. Do a collab with the Yasin? I would like to at some point. Now we wrote one after that. Could you please rewrite it? Because I don't know where it is right now. I recommend it a lot, Satori, once you feel free enough to read it. It's basically the scene, but brought to idea of an entire manga. Yeah, that's good. I'll keep it in mind. I have it saved already. And then someone, Simon DW, asked before, ever watched Assassination Classroom? Well, boy, do I have news for you. The number one moment is from Assassination Classroom. And I'm telling you right now, if you are a student of any kind, please click off right now and go watch Assassination Classroom. Please do that right now, because I'm about to spoil one of the biggest things ever. So, if you are a student, and you like slice of life, you know, lighthearted stuff, with also some insane gut-wrenching moments, I would suggest clicking off and going to watch Assassination Classroom, and then coming back at some point later. Because this moment, like, Netero versus Meruem, like, the ending of it, was my favorite for a long, long time, and I thought nothing could top it. Assassination Classroom topped it. So let me catch up on chat real quick, and then we can go into number 1. Could Boros beat Saiyan Saga Vegeta? I think so, but it depends on how you scale Vegeta as well, because he has some very good arguments too. Peter never had a chance versus Gon, yeah. Where would you put Naruto among the ranks in the S-class? Honestly, probably number 1, because he would just be blast, but like, present. Like, he would just be able to deal with almost anything. And he would be extremely charismatic and just fun. So, yeah. Alright, so, number 1. If someone already predicted it in chat, I can see. My number 1 favorite moment in all of anime, all of fiction, is Koro-sensei's death. This moment... There's no words to describe how I felt here. Throughout the 2 seasons, Koro-sensei presents himself as the best teacher you could ever ask for. Just the absolute pinnacle of what a mentor should be. And then you learn of his tragic backstory. And then the whole premise of the manga, of the anime, is that the class has to kill him at some point. But then they find an alternative. And Koro-sensei lets them choose, basically, whether to kill him or to seek the alternative and to save him. And then the class works together, they utilize skills they've learned throughout the 2 seasons, and they break into a space station. Like, these high schoolers who were taught by this octopus thing, they break into a space station to acquire some secret data and stuff, and they find a solution to how to keep Koro-sensei alive, pretty much, not have to kill him. And then, we get these beautiful backstories for Koro-sensei for a lot of the students. We get these beautiful bonds building throughout the entire show. And it seems like he is about to be saved. And then it all slips away. The government intervenes one final time. They tried many times before, but they managed to do this super complex plan with like the budget of an entire country's military, and they managed to create an absolute kill scenario for Koro-sensei. Like, he is dying no matter what. And these students, one final time, they want to see their teacher. And they break into the secret zone using all the skills they've learned so far. And they can break in, but no one can get out. Like, Koro-sensei cannot get out no matter what. So they go there. And then it just so happens that that day is the same day as Koro-sensei's birthday, or they basically make it his birthday. And so the students get to him. And then Koro-sensei, you can see how happy he is to see them one final time. He's like, ah, seeing you one final time, that's the best gift you could have gave me. And then the students pull out a birthday cake. And they start singing happy birthday to him. And this was the moment when I broke down into tears for one of the only times ever while reading or watching any piece of media ever. I've cried like at 4 moments in all of fiction, and at this moment, every single time I rewatch it, I cry more times. Like, I realize what's coming, and I just start crying. So this was the first moment. I cried when they were singing the birthday song. And then, the final villain appears, there's a big fight, Koro-sensei gets one last big redemption moment for a failure he had in the past, and then he's completely spent afterwards. And the students have a choice. Either they let the government kill him, or they kill him themselves. And Kuro-sensei obviously wants to be killed by them. He wants to die by their hands, not the government. And the students have to force themselves to hold him down. And then Nagisa, the main protagonist, prepares to stab a knife into his chest. But before that, Kuro-sensei calls for a final roll call. And he just starts announcing the students' names one by one. We get to see everybody's reactions, crying or just looking solemnly and whatnot. And that's a second time I cried during that whole scene. To stab Kuro-sensei. But you can see the rage and sorrow in his eyes at having to do this, and Kuro-sensei intervenes. He calms him down one final time, gives one final lesson to the main protagonist, and then with a smile on his face, Nagisa stabs Kuro-sensei, and he evaporates into golden dust and flies off into the sky, and it's... Bro, I'm about to cry right now, bro. Oh my god, this scene is just... It's so heartwarming and heart-wrenching at the same time. Like, holy shit, man. Holy shit. Like, this is the hardest any piece of media has ever hit me. By far. Like, holy hell. Oh my god. So let's catch up on chat. Spoilers, so if you want to stream JJK spoiler free, don't feel... JJK spoiler free, please don't read. I think pretty much everybody already knows what happens in the manga, but you know, like, I'm not gonna read it out of the courtesy, I guess. What is the most hated anime moment you can think of off the top of your head? Generally, one of the biggest ones is like Madara getting stabbed in the back by Zetsu. That's like the first one that comes to mind. Then Sakura's confession to Naruto is also very hated. There's some Bleach moments in there probably as well. Like there are quite a few that fan bases generally get, like generally hate, like Caulifla attaining Super Saiyan 2 and stuff like that. But yeah. For me, the most hated? I'm not too sure. What is your top 5 favorite characters in Naruto? Pain, Kisame, Kakashi, Naruto, and Obito. Those are the top 5, probably. Yeah, those are definitely the top 5. How far does Lobotomy Kaizen make it into Dragon Ball? They solo, especially Jogoat. I knew it, assassination classroom rules. Yes, sir. 100%. I got my bone boiled when I see someone downplaying One Punch Man. I print their profile picture and destroy that print. If you play Minecraft, I would really recommend watching Animation versus Minecraft on YouTube. It's a sick figure series, but the storytelling from episode 2 and on is great, and it's good. It's good before that too. I haven't seen it, but I've had it in my recommendations lots of times. I rewrote my comment. Yeah, okay. I just read it, I think. So I'll watch it at some point, but probably not on stream. I don't really want to do reaction videos. Most heartbreaking death? Yes, sir. Ace's death was very sadder. I disagree. Hard disagree. I haven't read One Piece, but I hard disagree. I'm being spoiled right now, but you're explaining it so well. I mean, I gave the warning. You could have clicked off, but you know. Glad I could at least explain it well. Which is your favorite fight, Gojo and Sukuna or Obito and Kakashi? Definitely Obito and Kakashi, but Gojo versus Sukuna is very good as well. Fading KM, no. Yes, in response to the Ace comment, yes sir. No. Just no. Man, this stream escalated quickly. Stream title, chilling. Bro is definitely not chilling. Hello, Loco. Gotori. Bro, Loco just comes on stream and sees me crying. Like, that's the first thing he hears. Hey. Sorry I wasn't here sooner. I was asleep. Yeah, that's fine, everything. I should have scheduled the stream in advance. Do you think One Piece's story enters its final saga, and if it enters, which character would you like to see most, excluding the Straw Hats? I've only watched the first 50 episodes of One Piece, so I can't comment too much on that. I need to catch up at some point. You miss Satori having a mental breakdown. I think the fact that the scene wasn't wailing but quiet crying makes it better. Yeah, for sure. There's like one single moment when anybody yells out, and it's Nagisa when he's about to stab Koro-sensei, and then he gets calmed down by him. Oh yeah, let me make the music quieter a bit. Oh no, what the hell happened here? I was talking about my favorite moments in fiction, and the number one broke me, pretty much. Yasin, welcome to the stream, hello. Glad to see you here. These are the top 10 moments. I haven't watched or read One Piece, I've only seen the first 50 episodes, so Zoro moments are not here, unfortunately, but I know what happens there. I assume you have it in your top 10? Nothing happened, yeah. If you're starting One Piece, do not skip Skypiea. I mean, I'm gonna read the manga probably. I don't know. I'm assuming if you're saying do not skip it, I'm assuming it's filler. Like, I might watch it when I read the manga, or something like that. Because usually these days I more so read manga than watch anime, most of the time. Top tier storytelling in Skypiea? I can probably watch it at some point. Anyways, is that Subnautica music I hear? Yes, it is. One of the best games of all time, in my biased opinion. You should really watch episode 30. You should really watch it. Episode 30 is an emotional roller coaster, and it's one of my favorite series ever. Oh, for the animation versus Minecraft, right? Yeah. I can imagine. I'll watch it at some point. The way Ace said I'm sorry while crying, and Luffy hands with his blood of his brother is just so sad. I can agree with that. It does sound sad, but to me, Koro-sensei just hits so hard for so many reasons. I see Murata Glass drawing, I thought it was a real clicked photo. Yeah, I've seen that too, it's actually insane how realistic it looks. I don't know about you, but I love that they showed the students grown up and they bought the school. Yeah, that was so good. I almost cried there too. Assassination Classroom is consistently the piece of media that has made me cry the most. Just because those 2 episodes at the end, goddamn. That can be your top 10. Heavy Sasuke isn't any of them. Yeah. Or Kisame. Kisame actually, like, now that I think about it, he probably could have been. Okay, Kisame should have probably been like number 8 or number 9. Something like that. Like, it's definitely below Ashalot decapitating the king. And it's like on par with Arima's death, I would say. It's on par with that. Worst piece of storytelling is when I found out Heavy Sasuke survived the C0 blast. Yeah, the plot armor do be thick on that one. Subnautica seriously is one of the best. It does so many things right. Yeah, the atmosphere, the soundtrack, the Leviathans, everything is so good. Let me drink a little bit. I've been talking for a long time. Okay. There are in on your super sad chats, I want to send you money to wipe your tears with. I wish I could, but YouTube does not let me get monetized. I'm still waiting. I wish I could, but so far I have not earned a single penny from YouTube, because they do not have an option for me to send my documents over. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but, you know, it happens. Yes, you know how I watched and read all of these animes and manga? We have way different lists. Yeah, that's actually so interesting. Like, we watched all of it. Like, you've seen Record of Ragnarok, Vinland Saga, Tokyo Ghoul. That's actually really sick. Kaido Base versus Sasuke. I don't know One Piece scaling much, so I can't really say. Sukuna's strength not being his identity, but his ego being his identity makes the fact that anyone being taken over gains his tattoos that mimic his body is a great contrast to Gojo. Yeah, I would agree. Okay, the big question, who wins? Cosmic Fear Satori versus Freddy Factorio? In terms of drawing, Freddy Factorio bullies. Skypiea is not filler. Okay, I don't know anything about One Piece. Okay, that's not true. I know a ton of spoilers for it, but overall I know very little. Do you know who Godfrey is? I do not. My boy finally looking like a proper Yonko. Because I love the series, I'd like to tell you stuff about AVM and IVA, but I don't want to give spoilers. I'll watch them at some point, but probably not soon, because I am pretty busy at the moment. I haven't read Vinland Saga, but season 1 was great. I like how they showed Thorfinn growing. Yeah, for sure. But for me, the MVP of the season was Askeladd. Askeladd is just so goated. Like, bro, if you go back in the stream and listen to... Well, you've been here, Hajun, you've been here for the entire stream, but... You know, for anybody, if you go back in the stream and find the section where I was talking about Askeladd, you will hear the fanboy in me just going wild. Luffy Gear 5 is just seeing a cartoon in anime, you know? Yeah, it kind of feels like it from the stuff that I have seen. He's the goat of Elden Ring. My man is so strong a little god married him for his strength alone. He is also my PFP. That is a big flex right there. I think Jiraiya's death is the best part of his character. I won't lie, his death makes his failure complex it's so much harder. For sure, like, his death is the main thing that people remember about him. This is his main moment in the entire series. Batman over Spider-Man in terms of writing? Depends on what versions, because both those characters have like hundreds of different versions of themselves. Do you watch Marvel or DC? If so, which movies and characters were your favorite? DC I haven't watched a lot. I've only seen a couple of their movies. The most recent one being Aquaman 2, which is... it's fine, it's just like mindless fun, I would describe it. For Marvel, I was tuning in until the end of Endgame. And then Far From Home as well, I've seen that. So my favorites from that would be Infinity War, Civil War, The Winter Soldier definitely has to be on there as well. Far From Home, not Far, No Way Home. No Way Home is good as well. Just seeing Toby again and Andrew, it's just so good. June says the worst hentai I've watched is better than Naruto, no lie. How far in the manga do you think One Punch Man Season 3 will get? Yasin actually made a video on that recently, and I pretty much agree entirely. I think the best place to end it would be Orochi versus Saitama. If they go any further than that, they'll have to extremely rush it, and I do not want another Tokyo Ghoul situation where they adapt 200 chapters into 20 episodes. So, yeah. Also, by the way, someone earlier in chat I saw asked what were my top 5 fights in Record of Ragnarok. The number one is really close between Jack the Ripper versus Hercules and Kojiro Sasaki versus Poseidon. It sort of flips between them, but most of the time I have Kojiro versus Poseidon as my number one, and then Jack versus Hercules as my number two. So those would be my top two. And then after that, number three definitely has to go to Hades versus Quinchian. That is a lot of fun. That's the fight where I was the most on edge because I was voting for Hades the entire time. Yeah, I painted this. I have to go. Hope you have a good day, rest of the day. And then, so that's the top three. Then, let's see. Honestly, all the fights are so good. Like, Adam versus Zeus is probably up there. Shiva versus Raiden as well. Very good. Those are probably 4 and 5 interchangeably. Apollo versus... what's his name? Yeah, King Leonidas is also really good, but it's also really short. Beelzebub versus Tesla is really good as well. See, they're all really good. Jiraiya's death also parallels Naruto early Shippuden failure complex with failing to save Sasuke, allows him to overcome it through the Jiraiya's death with mastering a sage mode. Yeah. It's a good analysis, like it's a very good narrative. I think Naruto is definitely underrated as a protagonist. Thor: Love and Thunder, worst Marvel movie in my opinion. I haven't seen it, but I do probably agree from what I've heard of it. Vinland Saga massively underrated. Which were the saddest backstories according to you in Naruto? Itachi, you know, having to murder his family is pretty high up there. Rock Lee, I'd say is like middle of the pack in terms of sadness. Naruto being an orphan, Sasuke seeing his family murdered, Nagato, Pain and Nagato, Yaiko, and Konan being orphans of war and then seeing each other die. That's also really sad. Obito as well, like seeing pretty much the only rays of hope he had in his life ripped away one by one. It's hard to pick just one, but if I had to pick, it'd probably be Obito. Rewriting comment, correction, Vinland Saga is massively underrated. I would say it's fairly rated, like people take it in a high regard. Alright, Satri, bye, I'm off to work. My Phoenix Man, Cosmic Fear drawing. Okay, thank you for being here. Thank you for the art competition submissions as well. For anyone just joining in, we had an art competition for drawing a hypothetical fourth form of Boros in my Discord server recently, and I displayed a lot of the artwork from that. Well, all the artwork from that, pretty much. So if you want to, you can re-watch the stream at a later point, and it will be there. Kakashi's backstory is sad. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about Kakashi. I forgot about the boy. Kakashi definitely has one of the saddest backstories as well. Sasori also has a sad backstory. Kakuzu has a surprisingly tragic tale of being given an impossible task, failing, and then being brutally punished for it. So, surprisingly, Kakuzu has a deep backstory. Kisame also has a very good backstory. I want to dedicate a video to him at some point. Kakashi has the saddest backstory in Naruto, no lie. Yeah, it's definitely a very fair pick for that. Bro, those scenes in the anime where he's legit trying to wash off the blood from his hands that isn't even there, like he's just hallucinating blood, it hits really hard. So yeah, Kakashi probably has the saddest one. I've changed my mind. How does Phoenix Man fare in the Naruto-verse? Regular Phoenix Man gets absolutely bullied by the top tiers, I would say personally. And they would definitely figure out the suit, because Phoenix Man likes to talk. Like, he would definitely mention the suit on more than one occasion, and they would figure it out and then just rip it off him. Genjutsu also kind of solos. I think Orochimaru's influence on Sasuke is underrated. I think the fact that Final Valley Sasuke was going to become an immortal villain parallels Orochimaru's fear of death. Yeah. I keep saying yeah, but like I agree with everything, so I don't really have that much to add. I've been talking for a while. Gaara has the saddest backstory. Yeah, Gaara has a sad one too. There's too many to name. Like, Naruto is just that kind of show. There's too many sad backstories to name. Alright then. Sakura has the saddest backstory. Atomic Samurai is the most skilled swordsman of all anime, no lie. Man. I actually have a video idea for Kojiro Sasaki from Record of Ragnarok versus Atomic Samurai. Atomic Samurai is pretty cool. Cuts pretty fast, cuts between atoms, that's really cool. Kojiro Sasaki literally has the entire universe whispering what his opponent is about to do to him. Like, his precognition, he just perceives the opponent blinking and already knows their next move. And just slices them apart before they even do it. Like, bro. Ben 10 versus One Punch Man? I don't really scale Ben 10. I would say Alien X probably solos most of them, though. Maybe all of them. Anyway, signing off because I gotta go eat something. Goodbye, Ziffy. Hope you have a good day. Genjutsu doesn't work on those who don't have chakra. It does work. Sharingan users inject their own chakra into another person and control them that way, so it does work. Plus, they literally control sage creatures which don't have chakra. That notion is just very outdated. Someday you should play Elden Ring. It won Game of the Year for a reason, has several characters who are very powerful and are chads. It's an experience the first time you play it. I can imagine. I've heard good things about it. Hot take, Sakura is not useless, she just needs more screen time, I ain't no simp. Hey, on the channel, there's actually a video of me going over what would have happened if Sakura was actually useless. And I think the kill count ended up being something along the lines of, like, Naruto dies 5 times, Sasuke dies 6, or something like that. Like, she's definitely not useless. But yeah, she should have gotten more screen time and development. You too, my man. Thank you. The S-Class without Blast versus Nappa and Vegeta from the Saiyan Saga. I definitely think they win. The only one that can pose any sort of resistance is Tatsumaki, and I don't think she's beating Vegeta. Atomic Samurai scales to outer reversal. Yeah. Sakura was dead to me the day she lied to Naruto's face. I love Naruto. I mean, that was her trying to help Naruto and trying to pull him away from his self-destructive quest to get Sasuke back. So, it was just her misinterpreting what she thought was driving Naruto to get Sasuke back. Because she thought he was doing it for her because she asked in part 1. Whereas in reality, he's doing it for himself. I wish Sakura stayed like she was in the sorcery fight. Yeah, that was her peak as a character. Sadako over all of the Naruto female cast. I don't even know who that is, actually. Low-key, my joke obsession on Gamabunta got me to read so much Sanin material, I became to appreciate the Sanin way more than I ever did before. That's cool. Sakura deserves better. Hinata is the most useless character in all of Naruto. That is a fact. What did Hinata do? The only plot relevant thing is she died to Pain. Well, not died, but like almost. Like she failed miserably against Pain. That's the only relevant thing she does. And then she like brings Naruto's spirits up one time in the war. And that's kind of it. And then the last, I guess she's kind of important. But that's because the plot makes her a Deus Ex Machina pretty much. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna have to end the stream now, because we've been going for 2.5 hours here, so I'll do like 2 more minutes and then probably go, because my throat actually hurts from talking. Who's your favorite Sanin? Orochimaru for sure. I like him a lot. But the other two are really good as well. Sakura, oh yeah, I've read that. Itadori is not the main character of JJK. Yep, it's Gojo. Or Sukuna. For the most part. Bye Satori. Goodbye Cosmic Dominator. Wish you a good day. So I think it's good to end it here then. Lovely stream. Yeah, thank you. I had a lot of fun with this one. See you around, Kurosatori. See ya. Have a good day. So yeah, have a good day, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bro was yapping for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, but it was yapping that I'm happy with. I like yapping. See ya. Yes, bye, take care, good night. Where do you scale the top tiers of the Bleach first? I don't scale Bleach. Bleach scaling is cancer. The big 3 scaling in general is cancer. You can say they're planet level, you can say they're multiverse busters, I'm fine with anything. Alright, so goodbye. See you next time. Peace out.